We're not doing a review tonight, people. Is that Liv Morgan?
This wedding has to stop.
Is that Liv Morgan?
I am so sorry, but this just can't go on. The love of my life is right there. I wouldn't have made it through this year if it wasn't for our love. I came to the WWE a lost soul, a wild child, for 13 years just hoping that her dreams come true. And I never knew that I could be myself until we met and fell in love with each other. How could you do this to me? How could you do this to me?
Is that fucking Liv Morgan? What is this shit? What? We're.
Justice for my entire life. Oh, come on! I don't know what she's talking about.
No.
We're doing an early review tonight because I don't give a shit about this show. I don't give a shit about this show. This is gonna be one of the fastest Raw reviews y'all ever seen. I'm not wasting my night like this. What?
I'm talking about Lana.
What? 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 Liv Morgan's in love with Lana? I'm crying. This shows you guys how much I care about this show. I don't care about this show at all. Why are Liv Morgan and Lana fighting? What? I don't care. I don't care. We're not doing a review tonight, folks. We're not doing a review tonight. No. This show doesn't deserve a review. This show does not deserve a review. What am I watching?
Okay. Man. Yes, man. Woman. Yes, a woman. Okay. Good. By the power vested in me by the state of Connecticut, Lana, Bobby, I hereby pronounce you.
Is that Rusev? Rusev was in the wedding cake?
King. It's Rusev. He's crashing the wedding.
Rusev was in the wedding? What are they doing?
Everything in the
Can they end the show, please? Can they end the show, please? What? What is this? What is this? What am I watching? Liv Morgan came back? What the f...
Tomorrow is New Year's Eve, but tonight, King, it's Rusev Day! The wedding of the century!
Get everybody into the review now. Everybody get in the chat. Get in the stream now. Oh my... Let me just... Okay. Okay. All right, let me just do it. Yo, what up, everybody? It is your boy Facebook TV here, aka G Lauren 33. Welcome back tonight to the 30th, 2019. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. And oh my god. Are you kidding me right now? Are you freaking kidding me right now? If you guys weren't here, I started the review, or I didn't even start the review. It was more like a reaction. It was more like a reaction because Monday Night Raw went 10 minutes over its usual cutoff time. You know, they bought 10, I guess they were able to get 10 extra minutes from the USA Network tonight for, you know, the final Raw of the decade, the final Raw of the new year. And, honestly, guys, I'm in shock. I'm in shock. I really don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. I'm telling you guys right now, this is not going to be a long review. All right? I don't know what to say. This is not going to be a long review, guys. Because, I don't know. I don't know, Junior. You know, you got to tell other people to get in here. I think Raw just ended, so it probably takes a couple minutes for people to get into the chat. But I really don't know what to say, people. I really don't. We just saw Guys. You guys should be able to hear me now. I don't know what was going on. Guys. Alright, I fixed the audio. My bad. My bad. Ugh. Alright, guys, I'm back. Alright. So, alright, I fixed the audio problem. I had my USB in the wrong thingy. But that was easily one of the worst segments of all time we just watched. We just watched one of the worst segments of all time with Lana, Rusev, the wedding that defined a decade. Alright? That's facts. A wedding that defined a decade. We talk all the time about how garbage WWE is. But, man, oh man, nothing. And I mean nothing could top what we just saw with WWE. This was absolute garbage, what we just saw. This was what you wanted to end the decade of, right? Look at what NXT did. Look at what AEW did with their last shows of the year. What did they did? What did they do? They left you with something amazing. Something that you guys would actually enjoy. Right? NXT, what did they end the show with? End their last show of the year with? Rhea Ripley and Shayna Baszler in one of the best women's matches we've seen all year. I'm not saying it's better than Sasha versus Becky or Sasha versus Ronda, but that was one of the best women's matches we've seen all year. With Rhea Ripley finally becoming now the new face of the NXT Women's Division and, you know, the new NXT Women's Champion. AEW, they made their last show of the year something special. They had Chris Jericho defending his AEW championship. Chris Jericho, I think it's Jungle Boy, and all these other great matches. What does WWE do to end the year? Well, the last SmackDown of the year, they decided to waste our time with Baron freaking Corbin, somebody that we don't care about. And then tonight, what did they end their show with? Lana and Bobby Lashley getting married in a 20-minute segment. I hope you guys realize that wedding went on for 20 minutes. I've seen a lot of bad segments. I've seen some bad weddings. But that was not only the worst wedding of all time, but that was one of the worst WWE segments I've ever seen. If I was in that arena, I would have got up and left. You know, got to the parking garage, tried to beat the traffic, getting out of the arena early. The second Lana started talking. That is disgraceful. I don't care if Vince McMahon, Triple H, Kevin Dunn, none of them were at the arena tonight. I don't care. That's the way you end the year? Really? Like I said, look at the title. The title says, The Wedding That Defined This Decade. I'm not lying. This wedding defined WWE in a heartbeat. Alright, the first part of the decade when we had, you know, John Cena, CM Punk, you know, The Undertaker was still around, all that, yeah, it was okay, it was decent at best. But the last part of this decade, the last 4 years of WWE television have been absolutely awful. WWE has gotten worse each and every single year. And tonight, to end the decade, to end the year with that segment, it defines everything about WWE this decade. That was an absolute embarrassment. I cannot believe they decided to end the year with that segment. I really can't. They spent 20 minutes with that garbage. 20 minutes. I'm in no mood. You know, for those who were here early, very early in the stream, I did a reaction. I don't think you guys could hear me, but I was legit laughing. Liv Morgan. Remember, for weeks now, for months now actually, remember when Liv Morgan lost to Charlotte? I was at that SmackDown show. It was in Worcester. Alright, right down the road from where I am. Alright, Liv Morgan versus Charlotte. Charlotte beat Liv Morgan. And then Liv Morgan teased this whole new character. Right? This whole new character. And then for months and months, you know, we saw Liv Morgan teasing promos, teasing all this nonsense. Right? And we thought, oh, could WWE finally be giving us a new character that we can get behind? Right? Something like that? No. They didn't. Everything they did with Liv Morgan was wasted and absolutely buried tonight. Alright? Liv Morgan was getting cheered at the end of the show. She stood up tall with Rusev. You know, I guess that means Liv Morgan's going to be a babyface going forward. And I want to give Liv Morgan a shot just because we need more, you know, women to challenge Sasha and Becky and Bayley and Charlotte and Asuka. We need more top women. But no. Now, I'm sorry, Charlotte, I can't agree with you. I really can't. You don't do if you want to prove us that you're gonna improve and make this decade better, the next decade better, and you're gonna get back on the right track, and you're gonna become great again. You don't do a segment like that to end the show, to end the year. You don't. I do not care. You give us a championship match. You give us a barn burner. Something to end the show, something to get us excited for next week. And next week's Raw is actually shaping up to be a big Raw. The first Raw of the new year. You know, we have the United States Championship will be on the line. We have Andrade versus Rey Mysterio. We have the Raw Tag Team titles and a triple threat between basically the only 3 teams in the division. The Street Profits, Street Profits, OC, and the Viking Raiders, which will be a great match, I expect. So next week's show is shaping up to be a big one, but after that segment tonight, how many people do you actually expect to tune in next week? I wouldn't. The only reason why I'll tune in is because I cover this show every single week. I get paid to sit up here and give you guys my thoughts right here on this podcast. If I was just a casual, there is no way, absolutely no way I would watch next week after what I just saw. No way in hell. That was absolute garbage what we saw tonight. Absolute garbage. You had Liv Morgan come up. Oh my gosh. Liv Morgan, man. I was actually willing to give that character a shot. And I still kind of want to give that character a shot. But still, after what you guys just did, you just completely buried that character. You completely buried her. Like, honestly, you cannot sit here and tell me that anybody that sits there and tells me that they actually enjoyed that segment tonight doesn't know wrestling, shouldn't have a podcast, shouldn't be watching WWE in general. Because you are exactly the problem with this company, with this generation. For real. I don't care what anybody else says. Alright? Legit, I don't even want to talk about the rest of the show. I could easily just sit here and rant about the wedding segment and then just end the review. I really want to do that. I'm really tempted to do that, to be honest with you guys. I really don't want to sit out here and talk about this show. This was absolute garbage. Absolute garbage. I don't even, oh my gosh, just sitting here, just thinking about it. Really, Liv Morgan? Really, you sat back and teased for months about this new Liv Morgan character just to have her come out and just say, oh, I'm a lesbian and I want to be with you, Lana. Are you serious right now? I honestly thought we were about to get a Liv Morgan and Lana makeout session. I really thought that and Lana, who the hell would have gave her a 5-year deal? WWE re-signed Lana for 5 years for what? For what? Lana defines everything wrong with this company. Honestly, you have her out there screaming that she's the best female superstar in WWE history, where she's nowhere close. I don't know. But man, this show was... And then you had Rusev hiding in the cake this whole time. You hired these 2 noobs. You had some girl come out and said, oh, I was Bobby's first wife. And then you had another chump in a suit say that I was Lana's first husband. What? What? Why? Why? And the thing is, you can tell WWE put effort into that segment, because they went through all the trouble of hiring 2 jobbers to act like they were Bobby and Lana's first husbands and wives. Then you had Liv Morgan make her return finally to WWE television just to say she's the lesbian. Then you had Rusev hiding in a cake. You had that freaking person out there that was reading the wedding script. This was really one of the worst segments of all time. If the clip was on WWE's YouTube channel, I would legit sit here and just do a reaction just to that and then end the review. I don't want to review this show. I really don't. But we're going to go through this show really, really quick. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I really don't expect this to be a long review. I really don't. I don't want to be here, I was watching the segment live. I was laughing at it, how stupid it is. But this thing and thinking about how dumb this company actually is. I just don't understand how bad this company has gotten. How bad it's gotten with WWE. It really has gotten bad to this point. To this point that you can't even give us quality television. You end the year with one of the worst segments I've ever seen. Alright? Alright, please. Anyway, Monday Night Raw started off tonight. We had Kevin Owens come out again. I don't know, they're kind of to piss me off. I love Kevin Owens, but they're having him come out repeat the same thing every single week. What up, Jessica? Yeah, I know you missed my rant. You missed my rant. I don't know what the hell that was. Anybody that gives any hope that this company is going to get better, please. Not until Vince McMahon is dead. CM Punk was right. See, that's all I'm going to say. CM Punk was right. When Punk dropped that pipe bomb, one of the best promos in WWE history, back in 2011, and he said, I hope that this company will be better once Vince McMahon is dead, people got on Punk for that. No, he was right. He was completely right. When Vince McMahon is dead, that's when WWE will get better. If this company still exists by then. Honestly. That's just shameful what we saw tonight. Oh my gosh. We're gonna go do this show really quick, just letting you guys know. I'm not gonna waste a lot of time, man. I really don't want to review this show after what I just saw. My goodness. But the show started off with Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens comes out. He calls out AOP and Seth Rollins. Basically, and the one thing they kept doing tonight, they kept showing clips of stuff that happened last week. Like, why the hell they... Alright, Jessica, if you want to talk about that, you can message me privately. Seth Rollins and AOP come out. I don't know. Like I said, WWE has this thing now where they're just showing clips. Like, showing clips of things that happened in the past. Alright? And you guys really want to piss me off in the chat. You guys really want to piss me off tonight. I keep losing my train of thought. That's how much I don't care about this show right now. I really don't, man. I'm really pissed off. Okay, let me gather my thoughts back together. All right. So WWE's been in this little thing where they like to show clips of stuff that happened in the past. They did that like on 5 different occasions tonight. 5 different occasions. And then you have Seth Rollins, you have AOP, they come out. And Seth Rollins is now on this thing calling himself, I am the Messiah. I am the leader of Monday Night Raw. All this other garbage coming out of his mouth. And I'm like, what? Like, Seth, just shut up. Like, you're not no Messiah. Just because some people mistake you for Jesus. Please. Please. And then, Seth is talking about basically the same thing Seth's been saying the last couple weeks. Alright? If you guys don't want to follow my will, AOP will enforce my will onto you. Basically saying, if you don't want to listen to what I have to say, if you try to disobey me, I'll have AOP take you out. Alright? And basically, what up everybody in the chat? Quentin, Peacock, Niga, what up? Just letting you guys know we're not going to be long on this review tonight. But they both came out and basically AOP attacks Kevin Owens, but out of nowhere Samoa Joe comes to make the save. All right, I love Samoa Joe. It's good to see him back. He's babyface officially now, and I like it. Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe. I think you need to build Monday Night Raw behind them as I think they need to be the 2 top baby faces on the show. Also, Aleister Black. I feel like if you build this show around those 3, and also Ricochet. All right, WWE has the talent to make good shows. All right. WWE has, like I said, WWE has the talent. They have the talent to make good shows, especially on Monday Night Raw. I think Ricochet, Aleister Black, Samoa Joe, and Kevin Owens, those would be your top 4 baby faces on the show. You need to build the show around them, and then you can have heels like Lesnar and Rollins, maybe Lashley, Drew McIntyre. Those, like, they have the talent to do that. But hey, it is what it is. I don't even know what the N-word is. I don't know what's with you guys. You guys always say that, why I say the N-word. I don't know what you guys mean by the N-word. I didn't say nigga, so I just said it right there. I don't know what's with you guys tonight. But anyway, they come out. Samoa Joe makes the save, and then it turns into a beatdown. The security comes out and basically breaks apart the two teams. But then Kevin Owens, he did like a cannonball off the top rope, takes out the security, takes out Rollins, AOP. So now we see, that's her name. All right, I don't know what Knee God. That's her title says Knee. What is it, Keen? Oh, I don't know what. All right. What up? I love Charlotte. I'll touch on Charlotte. It won't be long. I don't have much to say about the Charlotte stuff tonight, just because I don't really want to waste time. It didn't mean anything. You guys, if you guys can't tell, I'm not really into it after that segment. I'm really not into it. This show was absolute garbage. That wedding segment took everything out of me. Everything out of me, man. Like, my thoughts are all over the place. I'm trying to give you guys a proper review, but that segment was so garbage. So garbage. Anyway, Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens, they get the upper hand on AOP and Seth Rollins. And then basically backstage after that, we see Joe and Kevin Owens. Basically, they get sent home by security. The same thing happened to Rollins and AOP. I'll say this. Samoa Joe had a very funny line. He said to the security guards, "If any of you touch me, you won't know. You will no longer be able to feel with your fingers." So basically, he was saying, "I'll beat your fingers off." All right. Basically, Samoa Joe is back. Great to see it. I love Samoa Joe. You guys keep asking me about what happened with Lana and Bobby Lashley. You guys missed my 10-minute rant on that. All right, please. All right. After that, we had. I don't even have my notes. I don't even have my notes. That's how bad. Like, I just don't care. All right. Are you guys serious starting this whole Sasha and Charlotte conversation? Charlotte's all I'm gonna say is this: if Charlotte is so great, right? If Charlotte is so great, WWE released its list of the top 25 matches of the year. Sasha Banks had 2 of the top 5 matches all year on WWE television, NXT and the main roster. Her match with Ronda Rousey was 5th, and her match with Becky Lynch at Hell in a Cell was number 2. Charlotte had no. What matches did Charlotte have in the top 5? Oh yeah, none. I don't even know. I think her only match that was in the top 10 was her match at WrestleMania, which in my opinion didn't even deserve to be in the top 10 because the main event at WrestleMania was disappointing. So don't give me that nonsense. All right, please. Please. You think I'm going to give a damn about a Charlotte and Natalya match? I couldn't give a damn. Don't give me that garbage. Don't give me that garbage, people. Anyway, I didn't even take notes on this show. Afterwards, we had Aleister Black and Bobby Lashley. And I feel so bad that Aleister Black and Bobby Lashley, not even Bobby Lashley. See, I can't even get my thoughts together. Aleister Black and Buddy Murphy, all right? We had Aleister Black and Buddy Murphy. This was a fantastic match. I'm not going to say it was as good as the match they had on TLC, because the match they had on TLC was one of the best pay-per-view matches we've seen all year, all right? But this was a damn good match. So good that the crowd over there at the XL Center gave them a standing ovation. All right, standing ovation, and they deserved it. All right, this definitely ends the feud between Aleister Black and Buddy Murphy. I thought there was a chance. that Charlotte the GOAT. All right, you're talking about that. Stop branching on my girl Charlotte. The only reason why I'm talking about her is you guys keep talking about her in the chat. Like, you guys are wasting my time with this crap. All right. Sasha does have a long. You're talking about long title reigns. Charlotte has 10 title reigns. None of them mean jack shit. None of Charlotte's title reigns mean anything. Anything. Have any of them been iconic? No. All right. Yes, Charlotte's had 10 title reigns, but most of her title reigns were shorter than Sasha's. Only maybe 2 of them. What? Charlotte held the SmackDown Women's title. No, Charlotte was SmackDown Women's Champion 3 times this year. 3 times. All of those reigns were less than 2 weeks. And you all want to talk to me about Sasha. Her reign, when she won the title against Asuka, right before WrestleMania, she lost the title to Becky Lynch 2 weeks later at WrestleMania. Remember when she beat Becky at Money in the Bank? She held that title for, what, 5 minutes? Because she gave it to Bayley. And then she beat Bayley at Hell in a Cell and lost the title again to Bayley 5 days later. And don't talk to me about the times when she beat Sasha. Alright? Sasha took the title right back from her. You guys talk about, like, come on. And yes, Kevin Dunn doesn't like her. Don't, like, come on, like, I'm just giving you guys straight facts. Anyway, like, you guys do this every single week in the chat. Every single week with this Charlotte nonsense. You guys don't, I really don't get it. Anyway, Aleister Black and Buddy Murphy, fantastic match. One of the best TV matches you'll see all year on WWE television. Doesn't matter, the thing was garbage. Thing was garbage because WWE's not going to push Aleister Black and Buddy Murphy. Remember a couple weeks ago when we had that gauntlet match and you had Matt Hardy and R-Truth, absolute jobbers on WWE TV right now, in the match, but Buddy Murphy and Aleister Black were in the match. Please, Charlotte's not the GOAT. Be quiet. Are you guys kidding me right now? Please, I would love to see like I said, Aleister Black should be a main event player. Buddy Murphy should be fighting for the Intercontinental Championship or the United States Championship. As great as this match was, and I love the ending. Aleister Black hit Buddy Murphy with a black mask out of nowhere, and then he caught Murphy on his foot, picked him right back up, and hit him with a second black mask, basically to put the end point on this feud. All right, what I think you should do with Aleister Black right now, two options. Brock Lesnar needs an opponent for the Royal Rumble. You can give me Aleister Black versus Brock Lesnar. I think that would be a damn good match, as long as you can have Lesnar take the match seriously, which I don't see why he wouldn't. Or Aleister Black needs to be one of the final men in the Men's Royal Rumble. Let him know and let the fans know that Aleister Black is going to be a major player in your main event scene on Raw going into 2020. All right, please. This is the Sasha chat. All right, please. We just have a bunch of Charlotte trolls in here because you guys love to see me rant on her. All right. And Junior, man, you're a bandwagoner. I lose respect for you every day. Every day you're flipping over to somebody else. All right, you lost my respect. Anyway, what else happened on this show? All right, I'm honestly, I don't have notes for the show. I'm just going based off what I saw. All right, after that, we had, what was next on the show? We had Eric Rowan versus another jobber. I don't care. You know, I read a report that WWE's Vince McMahon is very high on Eric Rowan and he's pushing him. Yeah, you're really pushing somebody by giving him the same shit every single week, going up against local competition. This is another thing. Why does WWE think? Why do they get in the mindset that someone's getting pushed? Someone's getting pushed, all right, by facing local jobbers every single week. That doesn't get a person over. That doesn't mean they're getting pushed. This is stupidity. You should only be going up against local competition once or twice, not every single week. They've been doing this shit with Eric Rowan now for 2 months. 2 months. But yet Vince McMahon saying he's being pushed. Yeah, why don't you use actual competition on your roster instead of going out and getting local jobbers to face your guys? Have Eric Rowan face some actual credible names. Have him beat a Humberto Carrillo. Have him beat maybe a Ricochet or an Akira Tozawa. That's how you push somebody. That's how they get actual wins that actually matter. They gain some momentum, and that gets them in line for more opportunities, like title shots and things of that nature. That's how you push a guy. Not by having them go up against local jobbers every single week. It's pure garbage. Eric Rowan beats another local jobber. The guy was trying to get into his cage like usual. Stupidity, stupidity, stupidity. You guys get the drill. You guys know what goes on with this track crap. Next up, Charlotte Flair comes out. Oh, I know the people in the chat are so excited for this. All right? Thank you, Black Panther. Good to see you in the chat, bro. This is so exciting. Charlotte Flair comes out. Man, I'm so excited. The robot speaks. I am the first woman to enter the Royal Rumble. I am the queen I am the 10-time woman champion. Da 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 this, da 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 that. Like, I care. We know we don't need Charlotte out here giving a 2-minute speech about her credentials. We know who Charlotte is. Like I always say, the only reason why Charlotte's a 10-time champion is because, her father, Ric Flair. She's a Flair. We know why. People are always sitting there bitching and moaning that Charlotte is she's not being utilized correctly. I agree Charlotte's not being utilized correctly, but that doesn't mean she needs to be in the title picture every single week. Charlotte's not winning the Royal Rumble. She's not. It's either going to be Sasha Banks or Shayna Baszler. We all know this. Charlotte does not need to win the Royal Rumble. Charlotte does not need to have a title match at WrestleMania this year. Charlotte has had a title match at WrestleMania she's had a title match at WrestleMania every single year. Every single year. There's been years when Sasha or Becky and Bayley haven't had title matches, but Charlotte's had a title match at WrestleMania every single year. Her first year, was against Sasha and Becky. That amazing triple threat match. Her second year, I think that was the Fatal 4-Way with Bayley, Sasha, and Nia Jax. Her third year, she beat Asuka. But I still hate that she beat Asuka. Alright? Still hate that. And my boy Moose still cries about that match to this day. And earlier this year, the women's main event. This needs to be the year where Charlotte's not in a title match at WrestleMania. If you want to have her go up against some legend, I'm willing to bet it'll probably be like Beth Phoenix or somebody like that. Sure, fine, whatever. But she does not need to be in a title match this year. She does not need to be. If Ronda Rousey comes back and they do Becky versus Ronda instead of doing Becky versus Shayna, I'm fine with you doing Charlotte versus Shayna. That's something. Or if you want to do Charlotte versus Ronda, whatever. But this year, Charlotte does not need to be in a championship match. She doesn't. She doesn't deserve it, and she doesn't need to be. This year, it needs to be about Becky versus either Shayna or Ronda and Sasha versus Bayley. Charlotte's not winning the Royal Rumble. Charlotte will definitely be one of the last competitors in the Rumble match, but she's not winning it. And if she does, you'll probably get the match of the rant of the century. Junior, they're not doing Trish Stratus because they just did that at SummerSlam. That was basically Trish's retirement match. All right, it's either gonna be Charlotte versus Lita or Charlotte versus Beth Phoenix. I'm willing to bet because they want Charlotte to beat all the legends. All right, like whatever. But Charlotte, after going her speech, she said she wanted to face somebody one-on-one. She goes up against Natalya. Like I care. Wow. Well, here's one thing. Wasn't it a couple months ago when Charlotte and Natalya were teaming up? And they were rumored to go up against the tag team champions, but instead, Natalya had like a personal reason, and she wasn't able to make it through Raw. And then they had Becky Lynch be her partner. Yeah, what happened to that? But instead, you want to give me a match. The match, I didn't watch the match. I'm gonna be honest with you. I did not watch the match at all. I don't think it's gonna be Mickie James because I think Mickie James is injured. I don't think she's coming back. They could do her. I really wouldn't care. As long as Charlotte's not in the championship match at WrestleMania, I don't care who she goes up against. But Charlotte beat Natalya. I didn't watch the match. Like I said, I didn't care. But I knew Charlotte was going to win because why wouldn't she win? Afterwards, we had Becky Lynch come out. She did a backstage interview. And then Becky said that her contract was coming up. I think she's already re-signed with the company. I think she got like a record-breaking deal. But Becky came out and she basically said it was basically made official. Becky versus Asuka will be taking place at the Royal Rumble this year. 1 year from their great match against each other at last year's Royal Rumble with the SmackDown Women's Championship. But we know Becky's going to win at the Rumble. Becky's holding that title till at least WrestleMania. At least WrestleMania. But they're trying to make it like Becky's contract is a part. I see that they're making this about Becky. They're heavily promoting this about Becky. They haven't given me any reason why Asuka would win, even though they're building Asuka as the only person that's been able to beat Becky since he became the man. All this other nonsense, but still, there's almost no chance that Becky's losing. If Asuka won, I would be shocked and I would be happy, but It's not happening. It's not happening. All right. It's like now they decide they're gonna build Becky back up. But Becky was talking about her contract situation and how because they've been saying that they want to protect Becky now. Oh, why are you guys putting so many eggplants in the chat, bro? Oh my gosh. But like I was saying, they put all this stuff about Becky and her contract situation, and how they've been saying how WWE's protecting Becky. And to go with that storyline, Becky said, "Oh, I'm not even talking about re-signing unless you guys give me the match that I want." Because Becky's been saying, "Oh, WWE doesn't want me to face Asuka because they're afraid she'll beat me and I won't be the man anymore." Blah 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 this, blah 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 that. All right. Of course, Sleeping Angel, I agree 100%. Sasha should have defeated Becky, but it's whatever. As long as Sasha wins at WrestleMania, I'll let that slide. But if Sasha doesn't win the SmackDown Women's title at WrestleMania, oh man, oh you guys will want to be here for that review. That's all I'm gonna say on that. But it's official: Becky versus Asuka at the Royal Rumble. Next up, you guys are really spamming the eggplants tonight. The Street Profits and the OC. This is your Raw Tag Team division. Legit, 3 teams. I don't even really count the AOP because we haven't seen the AOP wrestle in months. It's really just 3 teams. The Street Profits, the Viking Raiders, and the OC. And it's like the OC going up against one of them each and every single week. It's bad. WWE needs tag teams on both their shows pronto, because it's legit getting bad to the point where we're getting the same matches every single week. Either the OC are either going up against the Raiders or the Street Profits each week, or on SmackDown, the New Day going up against Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro or the Revival every single week. It's getting ridiculous. So the OC came out. They talked about how they're the best tag team in the world. The Street Profits came out and started making fun of how the OC were named after a soap opera. I don't even know what the soap opera was called. Alexa Bliss and Mandy Rose would be an epic tag team. I'm sorry, I'm just not a big fan of Alexa Bliss. She's one of the nicest people I've ever met. I've met her twice. Alexa Bliss is super nice, but I'm just not a fan of her in the ring. On the mic, fine. If she was like a manager, fine. But she doesn't show me anything in the ring. She barely wrestles. That's all I'm gonna say on Alexa Bliss. But I lost my train of thought again. Oh yeah, Street Profits and the OC. They had a good match. The Street Profits get the win. No, does it mean anything? I don't know. It'll only mean something if the Street Profits become the Raw Tag Team champions next week. I think the Raiders will successfully defend, because why would you take the titles off the Viking Raiders? I think the team that will eventually take the titles off of the Viking Raiders will be AOP. But until then, the Raiders are not losing those titles, in my opinion. But we'll have to wait and see what happens next week. I didn't really care for this match just because it was just your standard tag team match. The Raiders, the OC have good chemistry. So do the Street Profits. So it should be a damn good match next week. But it's whatever. Street Profits win with the frog splash. Afterwards, the Street Profits do their little thing backstage or cheerleading segment. They were talking about the wedding that I really didn't want to care about. So next up, after that, Drew McIntyre went on a 2-on-1 handicap match against Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. This was put in place after what happened last week with, you guys remember Drew McIntyre went 1-on-1 with Zack Ryder, defeated him in like 2 seconds, and then after that, he attacked both men. Well, this was basically the result of that. They did the 2-on-1 handicap match, and Drew McIntyre won. No surprise there. They have no plans for Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre's been going on saying, 2020 is going to be his year. He said that at the beginning of this year, and he didn't do anything. Drew McIntyre should have been a world champion by now, but, WWE doesn't know how to book him correctly. So, hey, there you go. I don't care about Drew McIntyre because WWE does not care about Drew McIntyre. Until he's booked seriously, I will not care about Drew McIntyre. Next up, in another segment that didn't make any sense. All right, another segment that didn't make any sense to me. Randy Orton. Randy Orton basically teased his retirement tonight. If you guys didn't know, last night at a live event in Connecticut, I think it was in Connecticut. It was in Connecticut or it was in Pennsylvania, somewhere there. Randy Orton, injured his leg in a match against AJ Styles. He was not able to finish the match. He needed help backstage, and a lot of people were talking about it. WWE made light on it. Everyone was talking about it last night. I didn't have time to make a video on it, so I was like, whatever. I'll just talk about it on the podcast tonight. And Orton came out. He wasn't in ring attire. He was in a brace, and he helped to get into the ring. And then Randy Orton went on. He talked about how Edge had to, end his career because of a wrestling injury, his neck injury, even though we've heard all the rumors of Edge coming back in 2020. Orton went on about his leg, and basically he said he talked to doctors, and the doctor said he would be out for a very, very long time. Very, very long time. But how he planned to not let that happen, and he said he didn't know if he was going to be able to come back. AJ Styles comes out, and basically AJ Styles teased him around, saying, now I'm going to have to wait till WrestleMania or longer than that to fight you. Well, then it's worth, because whenever you come back, I'll be waiting to put you in the calf crusher and end your career for good. And Styles was teasing Orton. He kicked one of Orton's crutches away, making it hard for Orton, because Orton couldn't stand on his own, or which we thought. Styles was leaving the ring. Orton called him back and said, you may be a patient man, but I am not. Orton then hit him with an RKO out of nowhere, and basically he faked his injury. Here's my problem with this. Here's my problem with it. Makes no sense. You had Orton tease that he was going to have to retire or he was going to be gone for a very long time, just to have him RKO Styles out of nowhere. Here's the thing that doesn't make sense. Orton and Styles have faced off against each other multiple times this year alone. They're feuding right now. Styles injured, or supposedly Orton got injured in a house show match with Styles last night. Was it really necessary for Orton to fake an injury just so he could get the upper hand on Styles? Why? It was unnecessary. It made no sense. There was no need for them to go through this. As much as I love the RKO, as much as I love Randy Orton, this was absolute garbage and it made no sense. You really had the man fake an injury against a guy he's already faced. Nice job. Nice job, WWE. Another scenario which they make no sense and they're absolutely out of their minds. What else happened on this show? Oh yeah, Andrade Cien Almas. I made this thing on my... I made a video on this a couple of days ago. Andrade Cien Almas, he beat Rey Mysterio for the United States Championship inside Madison Square Garden last week. And basically, they're doing the rematch next week. At least WWE is, trying to give you a reason to watch next week. You have the Raw Tag Team Championship match with the triple threat. And then you have Mysterio versus Andrade. And you also have Brock Lesnar. Lesnar will be there next week. And we'll hopefully see, who will challenge Lesnar for the WWE Championship at the Rumble. But, you had Andrade come out. He was facing against a local competitor. He beat the crap out of them. He was teasing to hit the hammerlock DDT on them. But he didn't do it because Ricochet came out. Ricochet and Andrade then had a match. Andrade wins with the hammerlock DDT after Zelina Vega interferes. Here's my problem with this. As good a match this was, Ricochet loses again. Ricochet is dangerous. He's getting close to jobber territory. Yeah. I don't believe those words came out of my mouth. Another NXT superstar that is being regulated to absolutely nothing. Ricochet is too damn good to be a jobber. But he's getting there. He's getting damn close to jobber territory. I absolutely hate it. I love Ricochet, but man, oh man. As good a match this was, and I'm happy Andrade is United States Champion, I would love to see these two have a championship feud. Not have a basic match, where Ricochet loses again. I hate it. I much would have rather had a disqualification, maybe where Mysterio attacks Andrade, something like that. I don't want to see Ricochet lose again. He's taken way too many losses lately. Way too many losses. After that, we had the wedding segment. Oh my! But before that, Rey Mysterio did do a backstage interview from MSG saying how he would get payback on Rollins and AOP, and how he would regain the United States title from Andrade. That's all I gotta say on that. Oh, man. You guys saw my rant. I already basically covered the wedding segment earlier in the show. I really do not. Well, Junior, Tommaso Ciampa is correct, because I saw that same thing. I would retire too. I would rather stay on NXT or go to AEW. The main roster is not it. Oh my god, this is garbage. I don't want to talk about this wedding segment already more than I did at the beginning of the show. This was a damn travesty. Alright? I don't know what the hell this was. Like I said, this segment represented everything wrong with WWE. Everything that's defined WWE in this decade. Bad booking, bad creative, so much nonsense. And it, oh my gosh. Honestly, this was career assassination for Liv Morgan. This was career assassination for Lashley. This was career assassination for Lana. Rusev, maybe not. Alright, but still. This segment was so bad. They spent the last 20 minutes. They went 10 minutes over the 11 o'clock hour just to do this segment, bro. Like, if you guys want to hear my thoughts, and go back to the beginning of the review, man, but this segment was absolute garbage. This was terrible. Liv Morgan, man, I can't get over how much they hurt Liv Morgan tonight. I really couldn't. I took that word right out your mouth, Junior. Jude, oh my gosh, I don't know what else to say. I don't know. I think this is where I'm gonna end the review. Just thinking about it just pisses me off. But that's probably about it, guys, man. If you guys want my thoughts on the wedding segment, I may do another video just on how bad the wedding segment was. Oh man, but okay. I want to thank you guys for coming to the Legit Shoot podcast tonight, man. Thank you guys for showing up to the review. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. Enable notifications by clicking the bar next to my name, Fitzman TV, so you guys are notified every time I post a new video, man. If you guys didn't watch the wedding segment, do not go watch the wedding segment, please. One of the worst segments we've ever seen. That's all I'm going to say. But thank God for all the support this year. We're going to continue going strong in 2020 into the next decade. Let's continue growing the Fitzmonk empire. Thank you guys for everything. Have a great night, guys. Peace.